Well, well, well. I've never done a live stream twice in one day, but this whole uh, Linky Boy, Tebow, bitch out west, Lincoln Riley situation, it just keeps percolating. It just keeps percolating. Um, once I think all the news is said and done about him, more stuff just keeps coming out about Lincoln Riley and what he's had to say about Oklahoma. My question is to him is why can't you just keep your mouth off of Oklahoma, man? I just don't get it. You know, gonna wait and see if I can get a few people up in here before we get full blast into this. But see what we got the comments section here. We got two people flying up in here already. See what we got in the comments section. Brian Ellis is back up in here with me. What's up? Good evening, Brian, to you as well. Rich Castle's back in the house with his badge. He's in the outlaw posse. Just wanted to jump back in here again because seems like some more news has come out about old Linky Boy, the bitch out west. Seems like Lincoln Riley also said, other than the fact that he lied today about Oklahoma fans trying to break into his house. I mean, that was bad enough, but now I found out that the man said that he actually tried to talk a lot of the Oklahoma players into staying at Oklahoma. Now, does he really expect us to believe that? Or is he getting his advice from political people or something? Because political people haven't caught up to the fact that the advent of social media has made it as such that people like you and I, the common Joes and Sal's in the know, even more so than all the media talking heads, we're actually more in the know now. They haven't really caught up with that fact, I don't think. What's up, Kenneth Qualls is in the house. David Whitehead's up in here. David Whitehead said he lived in a gated community. That is true. Found that out today. Norman PD said that while he might have actually voiced his concerns to them, that they had a police officer there staking his place out for the 4 days before he left, and nothing ever happened. So, what's up with that? I mean, you really think someone's going to come try to break in someone's house if they got a cop there? And like I said in the podcast earlier, why all of a sudden in the middle of the year, just randomly out of nowhere, is this guy talking about Oklahoma? Why is he going to bring up Oklahoma? You know, I don't quite get that. What does that have to do with your team and your situation? I just don't get it. I mean, why bring it up after 2 years, man? Why haven't you said something before now? Why didn't you say something in January, the month you left? I think that was the month you left, or either in December. Why didn't you say something then? What's up, Teresa Moser's in the house? Got Dawson Heflin up in here. Go ahead and get and highlight some of these comments here. Dawson Heflin says he didn't. Just ask Ethan Downs. Alex Grinch tried. What this? Sorry about that. Had some technical difficulties. See what else Dawson Heflin had to say. A gated community with a second gate in the driveway. So why can't this guy just keep his mouth off Oklahoma? I mean, that's what I want to know. And they want to make it personal. And they've made it personal with me a long time ago. You know, everybody tries to talk about how rabid and how much of a crazy fan base that Oklahoma has. Oklahoma fans have never called my daughter 9 months pregnant and told her that I was a bitch. That's what these USC fans did. And for all you recruits out there that are thinking about going to USC, especially if you're a defensive player, don't. The guy he's very disingenuous. He don't follow through with anything he says. And half the stuff that comes out of his mouth, you can't believe a damn thing he says, man, because you never know when he's just making stuff up. So since they're gonna come after me and try to attack me, call my daughter, as I said before, and they sent me a bunch of ugly stuff on my Facebook, and I had to delete all that. They're the ones that can't let it go. They're the ones that keep talking about it and bringing up Oklahoma in every freaking interview he does. He's done had 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different interviews, probably where he's brought that shit up. And his little butt buddy Colin Coward over there, same thing. I mean, anytime Colin wants to have me on the show and wants to discuss this, I'll be more than happy to get on there and discuss it. Just don't try to censor me, because I'm not going to have it. Then I'm going to put your ass on the grill, Colin, like permanently. Lincoln Kenneth Quall says he just can't help himself. What a douche. Yes, he's very douchey indeed. What's up, says Kane Reed's in the house. Rich Castle's up in here again. That's just wrong, brother. Coming at your family is effed up. Yes, it is. It very much so is, man, but that's what they did. And then they want to try to play it like all these Oklahoma fans are just crazy, man. They're just crazy, 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 crazy. Let me quit moving that mouse around because that's probably affecting the sound over here. But I got a little drink for them in honor of the Skittle shitters out there. My favorite drink, C4 Skittles flavor. Because they just keep basically soling themselves over Oklahoma. Now, a friend of mine, Heath Stokes, told me about a situation with a former player at Oklahoma named Isaiah Thomas. They interviewed him, and he basically said that Lincoln Riley had always told him that he had his back and he'd always be there for him. And then he'd give the team all of 5 minutes. A 5-minute meeting to tell these players that had wasted about 3 or 4 years of their life with you that you were leaving, you were dipping out. And Lincoln Riley also said that he feared for the life of his children, and he took them out of school early for fear of something might happen to them. That's not it. He's just wanting to play the victim card. He wanted them kids out of school early so he could dip out early. He was going to try to dip out and not even do that 5-minute meeting. So like I said, if there's any recruits out there listening, and let me ask y'all something, this is what we need to do. Since he wants to make this personal and he keeps running his freaking mouth, why don't we find out who is on USC's wish board? Who do they have as their prospective recruits on their board? And we need to get in touch with every single last one of them. Me and my boys on the internet, my friends around here, we're going to get online and we're going to find out who your most desired recruits are, Lincoln Riley, and we're going to contact them via Twitter because, like I said, a lot of y'all don't realize that the Common Joes and the Common Sizers know we now have an avenue to make our voice heard more profoundly than ever before, and that's going to happen. You don't want to make it personal, it's going to get personal. We're going to contact your recruits, and we're going to tell them exactly about what you are, man. We're not even going to have to tell them lies like you do. We're just going to come at them with the truth. Tell them about how you shady and how you lured people into the transfer portal and, you know, we're breaching etiquette by working for USC and having one of your staffers recruit for USC while you was on staff at Oklahoma. That kind of deal. Get Isaiah Thomas and former players to let them know, hey, this guy may make you a lot of promises, but doesn't mean he's going to follow through on them. He never has. We're crazy. Teresa Moser says we are crazy, passionate fans about our OU Sooners. Tim Gillespie says Stoops had to tell me he needed to meet with the team. See, that's another thing I heard. Not only did he only give him a 5-minute meeting, but he didn't even want to give him that. Like Tim said, he didn't even want to give him 5 minutes. So, once again, anybody out there know any prospective recruits on Twitter that are thinking about going to USC, you need to contact them and let them know what this guy's all about. Johnny Fairlane backs that up and says Bob Stoops made him have a 5-minute meeting. That's right. Also, if you guys are popping up here, you'll see Tim Gillespie, J.D. Wilmoth, as well as others. Rich Castle have all got a badge. If you want to join the Outlaw Posse and get your badge and get deputized and get your random 4 horseman shout out on the podcast, as well as maybe be the comment of the day It's not but $2.99 a month, 75 cents a week. It's a little join button, next subscribe button. Hit that and join the Outlaw Posse. Get your badge and get deputized. Mark Rudkin says no police reports of a break-in or anything from Tebow or from his residence in November or December. Exactly. So, I mean, it's a bunch of ghost in the pants kind of deal, man. I don't know what's going on with him, man. I know what's going on with him. And he's just making this stuff up because his recruiting has dipped big time. From what I'm understanding, he's dipped to number 27 in some of these recruiting polls, which is pretty bad for a team that has the market size of Los Angeles. You would think they could at least get back in the top 15 like they were his first year there, right? Kenneth Quall says DeMarco Murray and Bob Stoops basically had to force his ass to have the team meeting to tell them he was leaving. Well, unless you were the favorite. You were his favorite. Or unless you were his favorite. I guess that's what you're trying to say. But that, once again, goes along with what I'm saying. You're seeing this coming from different people. This ain't just one person saying this. So once again, y'all pass this along to every single prospective recruiting person he's got out there. Every kid that he's trying to recruit, I want you to pass it along to him. You need to find them on Twitter and let them know, and then let them make their own decision. They still want to go to USC and play for the Skittle Shitters and have to dodge piles of dung walking to the stadium, and after practice, then that's their call, man. They want to line up and dodge big old piles of dung in the streets like landmines and shit. Excuse my language. I'm trying to cut the cussing out. Justin Goss says OU is kicking the shit out of USC on the recruiting chair for common recruits and trying to pass shade on OU. That's exactly what's going on, Justin. That's exactly what I was saying. That all of a sudden, just out of the blue, he does an interview. I think it was with CBS Sports. And all of a sudden, he just breaks out, OU fans tried to break into my house. Just, where does that come from? And that's just so left field, man. It just reeks of someone who's continually thinking about what's going on in Oklahoma. And yet they come in here and run in here just like that guy that comes in here all the time, Levitard. He basically was saying that just the same things I said they were going to say. Y'all we live rent-free in your brain. We live rent-free in your mind. We're not the one bringing you up, man. Alabama's not bringing y'all up. I'm not bringing y'all up. Oklahoma fans not bringing y'all up. Y'all bring Oklahoma up, and then you expect us not to fight back. You expect us to roll over and not say a damn thing about the fact that you're just a blatant liar. And there's a lot of shadiness goes along with Lincoln. I heard some stuff about him and a female staffer here as well. I'm not going to get into all that because that's some pretty hardcore slanderous stuff, and I'm not going to elaborate, but y'all get the gist of that. I'm going to make this personal, Lincoln. Y'all want to make this personal with me? I'm going to make it personal back. We're going to go there. But off the subject a little bit, I want to give y'all a rundown of see if I can give y'all a rundown of this week's schedule coming up. See if I can't share that with y'all. Also, there was a headline for Alabama as well. It wasn't a very favorable headline. Y'all probably heard about it. There's a video going around of some frat boys basically saying racist stuff to the Texas players that were dancing on the sidelines enjoying their victory over Alabama, and they basically made some racial slurs to the – I'm paraphrasing here. I think it was something about go home, go back to the ghetto or something like that. That is not a reflection on most Alabama fans here. It's not a reflection on most fans everywhere. We all have those segments of the fan base that are pretty crappy fans and pretty crappy human beings altogether. And like I said, it's probably a bunch of frat boys, a bunch of privileged, mostly white kids that do that stuff. I ain't going to mince any words there. It's just, it is what it is, right? See, he says he was so scared for his family that he didn't file a police report. Yeah. Because Lincoln Riley's the man, right? Me take a little swig here. Got my little card glass here. Something to take the edge off just a little bit. Once again, all of the Skittle shooters out there. There it is. Let me get over back over. There we go. Skittles for the Skittle shooters in LA who continue to soil their britches and lose their bowels because Lincoln Riley has not out-recruited many people since he's been here. Not the teams he's supposed to out-recruit anyway. I mean, I think he has out-recruited UCLA, but so what? But as far as Oklahoma goes, the team that you can't recruit to, according to him, like I said in the last live, they've now out-recruited USC. This year will be 3 years in a row because Oklahoma has passed him. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Oklahoma's like at 9th or 8th in recruiting. Got some donations finally up in the house here. We got Heath Stokes coming in with $20. Heath didn't really make a comment, but I always know that Keith's got my back, and that's all that I need to know. Heath Stokes in the house with a big $20 donation. Johnny Fairlane as well with a $9.99 donation. There you go. Heath Stokes, $20. Johnny Fairlane, as once said again, $9.99, and give Keith another shot at that. Kuz's Corner is in the house. Eric Taco Marino's up in the house. All these guys have got badges. I've already explained to y'all why. Kuz says I like the green and red Skittles. Why is that? Hey, let me ask you something. Is the green Skittle like the green M&M? Is that why you like it, Kuz? Is it like, sort of like Viagra, kind of deal? Because I know you're getting a little bit older, bro. You're not as old as I am, but I don't know. Maybe that's why you like the green ones. Heath is the man, says Kuz's Corner. Definitely is. Justin Goss in the house. There were incident reports filed with the Norman PD about an Escalade driving by his house. Norman PD investigated and found a person driving by looking for a lost dog. But Tebow probably stole it. Just like he tried to steal that guy's grill stuff. Somebody told me he had some smokers that he had borrowed from some guy, a big-time donor or a big-time booster or somebody. Guy was trying to get them back, and Tebow was trying to say he was breaking into his house or some shit. Word of advice, Tebow, Lincoln Riley, Linky Boy, Stinky Linky. You don't need the smokers, brother. I seen the pictures. I seen the videos of what you cooked on those smokers, and I wouldn't wish that on a third world terrorist in Nicaragua. I wouldn't even wish that on them, man. Don't give him no smokers. Do not let Tebow grill. He don't know how to grill. I know how to grill. He's finding that out the hard way. Teresa Moses says Tebow is correct. He couldn't recruit to Oklahoma. Keyword is meaning Tebow. Now Brent Venables can recruit to Oklahoma. That is true. And if y'all want to highlight your comment like Heath Stokes did and Johnny Fairlane, you can throw a comment in there. They didn't throw a comment in theirs. They just made a donation, but you can actually make a comment if you want your comment highlighted and pushed to the top so I can read it more readily before everybody else's. Just hit that donation button, little $sign down at the bottom of this. Hit that, throw your comment in there, and it will highlight it, and I will be able to read it out. Tebow tried to sell that dog on Craigslist. Yeah. Little mutt, probably. Like Tebow, he's a damn mutt. Rick Forge is in the house. He is the outlaw of college football. What's up, man? Indeed, I am. Y'all made me as such. I am a creation of you guys. That and Jonathan Lewis and Kuz's Corner and all these other guys that have helped me sort of right the ship a little bit. My last channel that I had got some white strikes on it because I was 10 times worse. Oh, wait, there's women here? I'll be good. Yeah, I do have a few women up in here, man. We do have some knowledgeable women up in here as well. Speaking of which, Where's Alice Stokes at? He Stokes says Linky likes playing the victim. No police reports. Norman Police Department watched his house for 4 straight days after he left. No issues. Liar, liar. That's right. How are you? Says, do you think those aliens that were discovered in Mexico are real? I don't know, man. It's funny you say that, man, because my wife was at work the other day at Walmart, and she said that they heard some kind of weird aura type sound over Walmart last night. A lot of people have been reporting weird sounds and stuff outside. I don't know. Eric Taco Marino's in the house with his badge and a $10 donation. Can't get much better than that. Says, sorry I'm late. No problem, brother. Appreciate the hell out of that donation, man. Y'all always keep me straight and keep me in line where I don't have to worry about YouTube paying me as much because they try to censor me and take my ads away. They say I'm a bad influence on y'all. The ladies are in the house. That's right. We got Teresa Moser and Alice Stokes now making an appearance. These are the 2 first ladies of the Outlaw Posse. That's right. They've had their saddle and horse a long time ago. Justin Goff says, hey, OCF, are you making the journey to Norman next year for the OU versus Alabama game? I really would love to go to that game, man. I ain't going to lie to you, but I just don't know if it's in the cards for me. Financially speaking, that's a long trip. Probably a little bit pricey on the tickets. Used to have ticket packages when my mother used to work for the university. She worked for the university for 37 years. She was an accountant for the Small Business Development School out at the University of Alabama. She used to get great tickets. Her tickets were up underneath the suites. We wasn't in the suites, but we was underneath them, so we was in the shade the whole game. I used to get great road game tickets too, man. There's nothing like going to a road game and sitting with a 10,000 allotment and being with your people, but also being outnumbered too. It's not as fun when you lose, though. I ain't gonna lie to you. I went to South Carolina one year when first time they ever beat Alabama, they charged the field and clogged the exits. We had to sit there and watch that crap. Hey, everyone, do y'all think Outlaw should have a live chat during the Red River rivalry? Yeah, me and Johnny was talking about that earlier. That might be a good idea, Johnny. Also, if y'all don't mind, you can jump out of the chat just for about a brief second, 2 or 3 seconds, slash the like button and the maybe even share it out to a couple of your friends. Maybe if you haven't subscribed to the channel, do that as well and hit the bell. It'll notify you. Subscribe and then the bell. That way you get notified when I'm up and running on here. Soonerall says Riley thinks he's a Cali boy when he grew up in Podunk, Texas. He grew up in Podunk, Texas. I thought it was called Mule Shoe. Someone told me it was called Mule Shoe, New Mexico. Was it Mule Shoe, New Mexico? Crypt Keeper in the house. What's up, buddy? You're up late tonight. Yeah, man. This crap with old Leaky Boy, old Tebow, the bitch out west. He come out and was saying that, the Oklahoma people tried to break into his house, and that's one of the reasons why he left Oklahoma. I think what he's trying to do, because it's been 2 years ago, it's so random. I think he sees the fact that he's losing the recruiting battles each and every year to Oklahoma. And I think he's trying to throw shade at Oklahoma in hopes that it will hurt their recruiting. That's exactly what I think he's doing with all this, because it's just so random. So my solution to that, because him and his fans have harassed me personally. Like I said earlier, they called my daughter when she's 9 months pregnant just to tell them I was a bitch and then hung up on her. And then they put a bunch of nasty shit on my Facebook, which I had to delete. And so they want to make it personal. We're going to make it personal. So what I'm asking y'all to do, for me, y'all can make me a list. Y'all ain't got to do it. Find out who the prospective recruits are for USC in 2024 and 2025, maybe even 2026. I'm going to find them on Twitter, and we're going to let them know all about old Tebow and how he basically tried to leave in the middle of the night on his own team that he made all these promises to, especially if you're a defensive player. Do not play for the USC Skittle Shitters. You basically just shitting your career away. Excuse my language. I'm trying to keep it down here because I know we have some people in here that don't really partake in the profanity, and I apologize for that. I'm just a little fired up tonight because they've been harassing me. So, and they want to talk about Oklahoma fans harassing people, and they're actually the ones that do all that. They just like Tebow, man. He just keeps saying the same stuff that he's actually doing. It's called deflection. Johnny Fairlane says, mule shit, Texas. Johnny Fairlane, good idea, Teresa. What did Teresa say? I missed it. Roy Brogdon says, Larry, he didn't grow up in Podink. Podink. Which is nastier, Facebook or Twitter? Well, I would say Facebook, because Twitter is now actually owned by Elon Musk. Elon Musk is now renamed it X. So there you go. Big Blue is in the chat. Kuz's Corner. That's right. I don't know if you call it Big Blue or not, but Kuz, man, he knows how to keep it going. He's sort of sneaky about it, see. He acts like a good guy, but I'm telling y'all, that guy, he's devious. Y'all just don't know it. Let me a little shot of something here. Now, I'm not an alcoholic, just so y'all know. I'm not trying to insult nobody. It's just a little mixed drink off to the side, just one or two every once in a while. So don't think I'm an alky. Lori Brogdon. Teresa said everyone should pitch in and get you to the game next year. Well, that'd be awfully appreciated. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna turn it down. I ain't ashamed to take a little charity. Perfect Crackers in the house. At Kuz's Corner. Watched the video, still couldn't decide. So I had my 7-year-old daughter pick for me. She picked WVU. She likes mountains. She picked the Bearcats because they sound cute. I'll go with her. Okay, we're talking about some betting up in here. We got some betting up in here. Let's see what we got here. Well, give y'all some games that are being played this week, in case y'all want to know the schedule. This Thursday night, Navy plays Memphis at the Liberty Bowl Stadium. They even got the ticket prices on these things. $19 a ticket for that game. Here's one that's pretty funny. Y'all like this. Thursday night, Bethune-Cookman at Miami at Hard Rock Stadium. Ticket prices are, can you guess? Can you guess how much the tickets are going for at the Miami versus Bethune-Cookman game? Anybody? Y'all give me a guess. Tell me what y'all think. And I'll give you the answer in just a second. Got a couple of donations. Actually, we got a new member. Nellie Martin has now joined the Outlaw Posse. She is saddled up. She's mounted up. She's ready to go. Of course, I think it's a girl. My bad, brother, sister. Anyway, man or woman, they're mounted up, ready to go. They're in the Outlaw Posse. Number $2.99 a month, 75 cents a week. And they will now get their badge, as you see, their badge and their deputized, and they're ready to go. You'll get a random Full Horseman shout out on the channel for each podcast. I do a random Full Horseman shout out for lucky members. And you will also be in line to maybe be singled out as the comment of the day as chosen by me with the Outlaw Posse membership. Marty Keen's in the house with a big $5 donation. Appreciate the hell out of that, Marty. The OCF. He drinks every day. I'll pitch in and get him some rehab. Yeah, that's funny. I think that's funny. Oh, Marty comes over and does some games with me from time to time. Me and him grew up together out in Holt, Alabama. I've known him since he was 5 years old. Tried to help him out and lead him along the way and make him a little bit more righteous, but he just keeps corrupting me. So Nellie Martin with a big $10 donation. I don't see a comment with that, Nellie Martin, but if you want to, just make a comment in here, and I'll read it out for you for that $10 donation that you just slid up in here. I appreciate the hell out of that. Once again, Nellie Martin is also a member, the newest member of the Outlaw Posse. I will give you a shout out on the next podcast, you and James. I still need to get his shout out and introduce y'all to the Outlaw Posse Nation. That was cheesy, I know. Whoa, Nelly, he said. Whoa, Nelly, that's not cheesy, man. That's not cheesy at all. That brings back nostalgic type memories of the great Keith Jackson, brother. Keith Jackson, to me, I don't know who y'all's is the best of all time, but Keith Jackson is the best of all time. He is the GOAT of college football announcing. Said it was cheesy, I know. Already got that. Got another big donation coming in from Alice Stokes, big $20 donation, and she's got her badge as well. As I've said numerous times, the Stokes family, the Stokes clan is always represented in big time. Austin Stokes is also probably watching in the background as Alice and Heath come in here and steer the pot. Poor old Austin. His grandmother, she's a shit stirrer, and so is his daddy. Damn. And Justin Goss has his badge, and he's now been deputized. He's now an Outlaw Posse, and you will get your shout out as well on the next podcast from the Outlaw Posse. You got your badge been deputized, you get that 4 horseman shout out, as I said before, and maybe possibly be the comment of the day as well if you got your Outlaw Posse badge. Getting a little tongue tied here. Better quit sipping on that. Something or other over there. Courtney in the house. There's a restaurant owner that let T-Bar borrow his grills for big parties. No one stole a grill. T-Bo had it at his house and never returned it. Actually, then that means T-Bo stole it, right? Because he wasn't going to give it back. Now, I made a point about that early, Courtney. T-Bo don't need to be grilling anything, man. I saw the videos where he was grilling some stuff, and yeah, he messed it up pretty bad, man. I mean, like I said, I wouldn't wish that on a third world terrorist, Nicaraguan. Like I said earlier, I wouldn't do it. Cause corner reported. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Marty, you sound like a Pitt fan. Marty's an Auburn fan, man. He's even worse than Pitt, man. He's a barn monkey. He's one of them barners down there in Lee County, Alabama. Yes, sir, Bob, we are. We the barners down there in Lee County. Poor old Harvey Updike. He poisoned those damn trees down there, man. They tried to give that man a sentence like he was a child molester. $800,000 restitution for some damn trees, right? You believe that shit? I always take a picture of firewood when I see it and put RIP Tumors Corners when I get a chance. Marty says that was a good show the other night with JPC. He says Kuz's Corner. Yes, we do. We always have fun together. Johnny Fairlane said he effed up the briskets. Yes, he did. I'm surprised that people didn't sue his ass for food poisoning or something, man. I saw it, man. I ain't making that up, man. Y'all know how bad it looked, man. It looked really bad. I mean, it really looked like he might have got someone food poisoning that day. As you can see, Alice Stokes and a few other people joined the Outlaw Posse membership. That's $2.99 a month, 75 cents a week. Get your badge, get deputized. Get your 4 horseman shout out. Maybe the comment of the day as well. $2.99 a month. 75 cents a week is a little join button next to the subscribe button. If you're on a Apple phone, you may have to go to your laptop or computer. And if you want to get your comment highlighted and pushed to the top so I can read it out more readily, there's a little $sign at the bottom of this broadcast, and you can click on that, write your comment out. Make sure you write your comment out first so you can get your money's worth, and then send it on, and it'll get pushed to the top. How many trees? Said Perfect Cracker. It was just one. It was that damn Tumor's Corner tree, man. And y'all never answered my question. So I'll give you the answer. The tickets for the Miami of Florida versus Bethune-Cookman game Thursday night are starting at $2.09. $2.09. That's why they were trying to give them away for free last week. They had a BOGO deal going on and still couldn't sell the game out for Texas A&M. A big victory for Miami, by the way, that had maybe a high school type crowd watching it. Let me look down this list for y'all. On Friday, we have Virginia playing Maryland. At Maryland, tickets on that are $8.95. Damn ACC tickets are pretty cheap. I need to become an ACC fan or something. Army plays UTSA. Utah State plays Air Force Friday night. And then Saturday, when we get into the good games, we'll try to find the best ones on here. Florida State, number 3 in the nation, plays Boston College. Now, that game could be affected by Hurricane Lee. Those tickets are $36.36. That's not too bad. If you want to go see Florida State play Boston College. Iowa State versus Ohio. Kansas State plays Missouri. Why doesn't Missouri play Kansas anymore, but they play Kansas State? Y'all, anybody know why? LSU plays at Mississippi State. Or is that Davis? Yeah, it's at Mississippi State. That'll be an interesting game. Tickets start at $40 for that one. Justin Q. Akita. OU had a radio. I don't know if I pronounced the last name right. OU had a radio announcer back in the 80s named John Brooks that used to scream, "Jiminy Christmas," after every score. Well, Jiminy Christmas to you. And Boomer Center, huh? Heath Stokes says, I think Tebow needs to do a podcast with Outlaw. That would be fun, even as a USC supporter. Yeah, that'd be fine with me. I tell you what do. I get a tag team partner, and he is a tag team partner. How about that? And I know who he's going to choose. He's going to choose Colin Coward or Cal Turd or Bowel Movement from a Cal's Anus, whatever that guy's name is, like I said earlier. And my tag team partner to back me up, it's going to be Bob Stoops. That's right, because Bob's got his own podcast now. I don't know if y'all know that or not, but Bob has his own podcast. He got about 15, 20,000 subscribers. Bob is, that's who I choose to be my tag team partner in a debate. Me and Bob Stoops versus Tebow and Colin Coward. It's on YouTube. When he called in the fine bomb showing me what he done, he was crazy. Yeah, he was crazy. But what was crazy was $800,000 restitution. I don't care if it was a landmark. It's just a damn tree. He needed to be punished. I agree with that. But they gave him punishment that was akin to a child molester. OCF would hurt Tebow's feelings. Man, they'd probably censor me, man. They'd probably mute my mic so I couldn't talk so he could get all the words in that he wanted and, push me off. Justin Goff says that's a BS lie that Tebow spewed out about not recruiting OU players to USC. Really pissed me off. Ethan Downs, the defensive end, OU, has the text message receipts from Grinch recruiting him to USC. That's what I'm talking about with these people, man. They're not really caught up with the times. They're sort of overlap. They grew up when a lot of us grew up in the 80s and 90s when we didn't even have cell phones. And they don't realize that if you send someone a text message, that shit's out there. It's just like on the internet. If you put a picture up there, you can go in there and delete it. But once you put it up there, people start downloading it. You can't get it back. You can't take it back. You can't put it back in the genie's bottle. It's out there. And they don't realize that, man. They do these kind of things and they get caught up in a lie. And then they try to double down and they get caught up in more lies. And they basically end up getting fired. Kuz's corner is starting shit. DC of the year, Alex Grinch, who is with me? Yeah, DC of the year to get fired. That's what's going to happen. He's going to be fired for long, man, in my opinion. Tebow will use him as a scapegoat to get another year out of USC. What do you think? Just USC and OCF would be must see. I ain't going to USC games ever. Now that guy that they called USCJ, it's a USC podcaster. He said he was going to whoop my ass. Said if you ever saw me, he was going to hang me from a tree or some shit. Don't that sound a little racist? Not a little racist to me. I know what the J stands for. I mean, he picked the right name, USCJ. It should be USC Jackass, right? Yeah. See, I knew it. I knew that's where you were going with that. Soon Ross said they should have made Updike wear Auburn gear as a punishment. Rich Castle in the house with a comment. Miami needs to try USC strategy and just claim it was a sellout even when it was 28,000 fans show up. That's right. Rich is right about that. I remember them last year talking about the attendance was 50,000 for a game of some sort. It might have been the spring game. And actually, there was probably only 2,000 people there. Go after Tim Prangley, says Hank. Who is Tim Prangley? You got to fill me in, man. I don't know how it is. That name sounds vaguely familiar. I think Justin Walker might know that guy. Doc said, I just had too much Bama in me. Yeah, he was a weird character. I actually talked to that guy on the phone. I actually am friends with his ex-wife. I guess you could also say she's his ex-wife widow or ex-widow wife. What would you call that? Justin Goff says, only way Grinch is fired at USC if he goes to Lincoln and goes to the NFL. I don't know. If they start stinking it up, would the NFL even worry about hiring them? Let me scroll up here and see if I missed anything. No, don't see nothing on there. But once again, to backtrack here a little bit, we've been going all day about this because basically Lincoln Riley cannot keep his mouth off of Oklahoma. Every time he just turns around and makes random interviews and he starts talking about Oklahoma, he said that the Oklahoma fans tried to break into his house. He's just making this admission and playing this victim card 2 years after the fact. And then later on, I found out that he said that he actually tried to talk Oklahoma players into staying in Oklahoma. All these things are what we call not even half-truths. Let's just call it. It's blatant lies. And since they like to harass me and make it personal, I think we should all make it personal and find out who their prospective recruits are for 2024, 2025, 2026. Find out where their Twitters are, and we'll just feed them what they need to know about old Stinky Linky, a.k.a. Tebow, the bitch out west, Linky boy, Lincoln Riley. You got so many nicknames now, brother, and they're not very positive. David Orwig says, Bob Stoops said the guys were getting contacted by USC recruiters while they were in the same car as him. They just thought Bob wasn't tech savvy enough to figure out what he was doing. Wrong. That's very wrong. Because, like I said, Bob Stoops has his own podcast. So, once again, the oblivious nature of some of these people are it's just mind-boggling. I just don't get it. Marty King said, remind everyone to like, subscribe, join in with the comments, and make sure to join the Outlaw Posse. That's right. That's my brother there. That's my straight brother from another mother for sure. But yeah, if y'all mind, y'all can jump out real quick and get back in the comments. Y'all can get back in the chat. Don't take 2 or 3 seconds. Just hit that like button. It pushes me with the YouTube algorithm. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you do that. Hit the bell next to the subscribe button after you subscribe, and it will notify you exactly when I'm up and on the air. Also, there's a little button down here at the bottom. It's a little dollar sign. You can hit that if you want to highlight your comment, make a donation to the show. Also, after the show, there'll be a little heart option at the bottom of this and every podcast. You can click on that as well and make a one-time donation to the show. Updike was a state trooper at one time. Imagine that. That is true. He was a state trooper in Texas. You're right, Johnny Fairlane. You know your stuff. But just want to jump on here real quick and grill Tebow and tell him we're coming for you, brother. You made this personal, so we're going to make it personal back, man. You told all your lies and spread all your half-truths, and it's not going to get you anywhere. What are you, 20? Like I said, 27th in recruiting now for a big old city like Los Angeles, and you can't even get past, can't barely get to the top 10 each and every year in recruiting. We're in these small-ass cities like Tuscaloosa and Norman, Oklahoma. But, yeah, one more time before I leave. Y'all find out. Y'all give me a list of the recruits, prospective recruits for USC for 2024, 2025, and 2026 maybe. And we'll make sure we contact them and give them real truth. Hardcore truth, Mickey boy. This is what you asked for. Can't keep your mouth off Oklahoma. So it's time to reciprocate a little bit. It's time for a receipt. That's what they call it in wrestling. In wrestling, it's called giving them a receipt. But not one report stating what Tebow is claiming. Hank, there were incidents reports, but no police report for Norman, Oklahoma. Incident of what? A black SUV driving through your neighborhood? That happens in a lot of neighborhoods. Incident report is made on every call, and actual report is made if a crime is committed. It's true. Paul's in the house said that OU fans threaten family and children are fucking. Okay. You got proof of that? You got proof of that. Let me tell you something, Paul. I wish you didn't have my middle name. These people didn't threaten, but they called my daughter's phone. These are USC Skittle shitters I'm talking about. They called my daughter's phone. She's 9 months pregnant. Basically, just tell her that I was a bitch and hung up on her. And then put a bunch of nasty stuff on my Facebook because I've been grilling on Tebow. That's your coach, the bitch out west, Lincoln Riley. And they made it personal. Y'all the ones that's made this personal. Your coach can't keep his mouth shut. All he's got to do is not talk about Oklahoma, man. I went 2 or 3 weeks without talking about this crackhead. And now all of a sudden he's got to pop his head back out with his elf face. Looks like a damn elf, man. He looks like some kind of perverted elf. And he keeps talking about Oklahoma. Why don't you shut up about Oklahoma, Paul? Tell me that. Tell me why your coach can't shut the hell up about Oklahoma. Nobody's threatening his family. It's all fabrication, man. It's all fabrication. David Orwick says, where's our hero? Where's our hero? The Zero Laver at Transgender Volleyball Tournament. That's right. Old Lavertard is probably hanging out at the Transgender Volleyball Tournament on the beach, the trashy beaches in L.A. where they defecate on the streets, you know, right outside the restaurant where you got to try to eat, that kind of deal. Oh, good. You're a Texas fan. Y'all got one win over Alabama finally. You know, at least your quarterback didn't get injured this time because, you know, y'all would have used that as an excuse like y'all did the last 2 times. You know, actually, Alabama can actually use some excuses this time. We had a couple of defensive backs injured. So maybe we'll do like Texas and whine and complain for 10 or 15 years like y'all did about Colt McCoy, which, by the way, was a fake injury. His daddy made him sit because they didn't want to screw his NFL career up. Thanks for the entertaining comment and dropping top shelf knowledge. Woo! Says Kuz's Corner. Y'all can check Kuz's Corner out. He does a lot of good expansion videos, and he has great variety type interview type deals. If you like to hear good college football interviews, head over to Kuz's Corner. He has a Kuz's Corner. I can't remember what your paid membership is called. I know your catchphrase is taking a shot of top shelf college football knowledge, which is great because I like taking shots. Thomas Lefevre says maybe Tebow should hire OJ as a bodyguard. Maybe. That might be a good idea, brother. Y'all just keep coming in the comments. I might stay up in here with y'all. Johnny Fairlane. They shit in the streets in Austin, too. That is true. I've heard some bad things about Austin. I heard that they've been invaded by the libbers out there from California. Big old crap sty out there. It's a big old cesspool of just defecation. Austin is working its way to that level, I do believe, from what I heard. I've actually had some people here that go to the University of Alabama that used to live in Austin said that it's being taken over by liberals. Liberals are a disease, by the way. I used to be a registered Democrat. They hijacked the Democratic Party, and now they're trying to hijack the entire political system. That's why everybody should vote independent, in my opinion. We should have a third party, or we should just do like high school, have about 4 or 5 candidates with no party labels. Party label loyalty makes for corrupt loyalty, is all I like to say. All right, brothers and sisters, it's been fun. Just want to jump right back in here real quick to address some more lies being told by old Linky boy, Tebow, the bitch out west, Lincoln Riley, because we are going to throw you on the grill for quite some time. And with that, I'm out of here. What did you say, Justin Goss? Hey, Yosef, what is the chatter about Coach Saban retiring at the end of the season? Any truth to it? He might. I know he got an 8-year contract, but we all know that was window dressing to keep the negative recruiting off of him because of his age. I suspect he'll probably be here. I had to predict 2 or 3 more years. Yes, sir, Crypt Keeper. See you next time, brother. And with that, I'm out of here. KMCA to all the other teams. Class is now officially dismissed.